Hey fellow Outriders, it's Angry Turtle and I just finished my off-meta DoT build, the burn build for the Pyromancer, and wow! It's way more powerful than I ever expected it to be. It was fun to play around before the latest Worldslayer update, but now this build pack a punch. As you can see how fast you can grind. I wasn't playing much on it, and it's already Apocalypse tier 20. It is a little bit more heavy on gear compared to my minigun build. You will need to grind a little bit longer before you will reach the peak power, but you don't need the peak power to start performing really well. Now let me show you the build, tell you about the details. First, the skills that are being used. The most important is volcanic rounds, but no, you will not be doing damage with your weapon. It's just for burn application. You will apply burn with this skill. After that, we have Ash Blast. That's perfect defensive skill for us. Basically immobilize everything around. Super useful. And Phaser Beam. This one is a killer and you don't need any mods for it. It's just side effects of this build because scales with status power and anomaly power. Our build has both. Now, the class tree. It is very unusual tree. Like, as you can see, we are not taking any final form of those skills. We do not need them. We are focusing on our DoT. Therefore, the path, when you follow the path, when you have choices, you always take damage versus marked enemies. Every burning enemy is marked enemy. Then inflicted from burn, damage from burn, obviously. Here you actually can go either way if you want skill leech or resistance. Improve. I prefer resistance. As skill leech you will get on your armor, then you should be fine. Then there is resistance piercing, one very important we are aiming for, and we go for two more points to get this elite damage and even more versus marked enemies. The key one you want is Phoenix. That's just so powerful to have the second chance if you mess up. If you don't know how Phoenix works, you just die and get revived with half of your health. Then it buys time. Like this time, when you are dead for this couple seconds, your burn is still doing damage. Then until you get revived, most likely, enemies that killed you will be already dead. Then we are going up. We have some extra health on the way. We have some extra damage for enemies with low health. We have... This is not actually really useful, but there is no other choice. I will burn last. It never ran out. It only ran out when enemy is dead. Then it doesn't do anything. But what we are reaching for, there are 3 perks. Armor piercing, you are surprised. Oh, why armor piercing? Oh, there is new mod that allows you to transform armor piercing into resistance piercing. Then you want it. You want more resistance piercing as well. That both together will be 25% resistance piercing, and activating your immobilize skills increases your anomaly power 45% for 10 seconds. And yes, that's a secondary option for your skills. If you will not be using Phaser Beam, then you go for your Feed the Flames. You can easily go for Feed the Flames instead of that. We do have just Ash Blast, because with my current gear and cooldown, it's 15.4 seconds. If I will be using it constantly, I am almost able to keep this up. With a little bit more cooldown, I could keep this up all the time with just Ash Blast. And there is animation time. Unfortunately, there is animation time for the Feed the Flames. It's similar situation as Phaser Beam. Both requires animation time. Both are good. Use either one. Depend what your gear will dictate, basically. You test which one is better for you. Use either one of those. Next, the packs tree. This is important, obviously very important. We have Melting Point. That's super good. Extra resistance piercing. I will show you the total resistance piercing with this build. That's crazy. It's simply crazy. Then we have this activation of Ignites, give you status power. Stack up to 3 times. Therefore, if you have Phaser Beam, you will be getting some benefit from that. If you have the other skill, Feed the Flames, then you will have no benefits from Scorch Flash. But there is no other option if you go bottom. You will need to add some explosive skill. And you will have some extra damage from your explosive skill. I was testing it, not really worth it, at least in my experience. Then go top. After that, Reduce all skills cooldown by 4 seconds when all skills are on cooldown. It is actually sometimes useful, but only when you accidentally run out of ammo and your firing bullets will need a refresh. Other than that, it's not useful for anything. Then, this is really good. Increase your status power 15% for every enemy afflicted with burn. And if you are not aware, status power is boosting damage of your burn, then that's great. Extra damage. And finally, Burnt Offerings. This is such a powerful, huge perk for this build that boosts its power to a crazy level. And of course, I will show you a demonstration on the trials, on the hardest difficulty I can get, and how easy it is in a second. Just let me finish talking. 500% duration. Basically, it do not run out unless enemy can somehow cleanse themselves. But other than that, it doesn't run out, and bosses cannot remove it. Then easy job. Apply burn and mostly wait. I mean, avoid dying, but mostly wait. Every tick 10% more damage. I was basically testing how much it goes up. It does look like it's capped at 1000% damage bonus, which is crazy. Like 10 times more damage from burn. Wow, you actually don't need anymore. That's all you need. Now, the inventory, that's the important part. First, the most important weapon, what you need is light machine gun. 150 clip size basically means you don't need to reload. You don't need reload, you don't need to replenish this ammo. It's enough for every combat. You shouldn't use more. You just need to fire once per enemy. 1 bullet per enemy is enough to kill with this build. Because DoT will kill sometimes 1 bullet per 5 enemies if they align themselves, as your burning bullets can set on fire multiple enemies at once. Therefore, what else important? Armor pierce. That's the requirement. You want armor pierce on your weapon? If you can get status power, even better. Unfortunately, my weapon do not offer status power, but this light machine gun comes with amazing mod on the 3rd slot. Mage's Rage, 10% anomaly power bonus for 15 seconds, stack up to 4 times. Basically, I do 4 criticals, I got 40% anomaly power bonus. 328k is my starting anomaly power. It actually goes up during combat to over 2 millions. Over 2M anomaly power during combat. That's crazy. You will see the rest of the mods in a second. Death Chains, not the best, but it will be very rare that you will get all 3 perfect mods for your weapon. The first one I swapped and I put Stigmatized. You will see those green skulls when you are firing, enemies exploding. Just so cool. Probably not the most powerful one, but it's so cool. It's a new one. It's so cool. I cannot go without it. It's amazing. And you can put some synergy with Toxic into effect that I did with my build. It's not mandatory. Stigmatized is not mandatory. Mage's Rage is basically the one you are aiming for, and other 2, that will be the best for you. Other 2 weapons, the highest level that you pick up on the battlefield just for average gear level, they do not matter. Another legendary option is this Roaring Umbra. Unfortunately, only 100 clip size, then this is tougher, but it does come with armor piece and status power. Then that's what I was using before, and you can make it last. This 100 clip, you can make it last, and this weapon makes me way more tanky, similar damage output. Now, armor pieces. I have legendary gear. At this point, I have a lot of it. But let me go over what's important. You are looking for anomaly power and status power for 3 of your pieces, and health with status power for other 2. My set is not perfect. Some pieces are missing status power, but I have 3 plus 2. Basically 3 anomaly power, 2 health. This is a magical combo. Makes you fully powerful and basically immortal. Now what you need, arms and anomaly, that's the critical one. Critical shots increase anomaly power by 97,000 for 6 seconds. That's a lot. That's a huge boost to your base anomaly power that's then multiplied by all your percentage bonuses. And I have Euthanizer on this one, therefore perfect synergy with my Toxic from the weapon. Not mandatory if you will choose to use something else. Arms and anomaly is the key. After that, this piece, not impressed, I strongly recommend to use it. 25% less damage from elites makes the combat so much easier. Another one that's mandatory, no resistance against the 45. Increase resistance piercing by 100% of your armor piercing value. That's the secret that make your resistance piercing go insane. And yes, you can push your resistance piercing above 100%, and you can have some benefits with other synergies, but usually not needed. From my testing, going to 100% is all you need, or just staying close to 100% of resistance piercing. Next, Anomaly Echo is a bonus, Toxic Piercer is a bonus, but you can see the synergy with resistance piercing. Effectiveness of Toxic increased by 90%, the bonus equal to your resistance piercing. That's really cool, and I like to use it with my weapon. Not necessary, like you don't need to rely on Toxic, but it's cool addition for wave clear. Wave clearing capability with Stigmatized, amazing. Adrenaline, not necessary, it's just on the third slot. Like basically on those pants I don't have any necessary mod. Whatever increases your anomaly power is cool addition, and you should keep whatever can boost your damage. Now the gloves, I have two necessary mods. Emergency stance, make it really hard to die. Therefore usually you don't even use the Phoenix, but that's a good thing. You don't want to die and lose your try on trials. Bullet Kindling, that's a necessary one. Straight up 12% damage increase across the board. Basically whatever you're doing. You are applying burn to everything. And finally, power assimilation. Really good, not mandatory. Extra anomaly power per every single elite. Bosses are elites, obviously. Damage absorber, I think it's almost mandatory. It's really high armor boost and resistance. 10%, very handy as well. And mandatory one, Unstoppable Force. Increase your anomaly power by 50% of your resistance piercing. And if your resistance piercing, like in my case, is 90%, it will be 95 soon. Or if you will have over 100%, half of that is 45% boost to my anomaly power. This is crazy high. Status power is very low as I'm missing some gear pieces that should boost it. 100% status power is like a minimum for this build to really excel. Therefore, I'm striving now to push it higher. That's my goal, pushing it higher. And what I didn't show you yet, oh, not this one. Ascension tree, I'm aiming for anomaly damage first. Damage against elite second. Now I'm working on armor piercing. Yeah, choose to just go with armor piercing. If you go resistance piercing, the same result as all armor piercing transfer into resistance piercing anyway. Then you are getting both. That's slightly better, I guess. I'm getting armor pierce and resistance pierce by getting this one. After that, I will be going for status power bonus. That will be the next one. And then whatever I need. Basically, those two are the most important. That give me already crazy power. Now, for the demonstration, let's go. First, I will show you some combat versus horde of enemies, just like 1 minute sample, and then I will show you the final boss. Basically, activate those bullets. I wait where those enemies are. Just one, as you can see, even though it's light machine gun, just one bullet everywhere. When they close, you freeze them. Look around when there is something that is not burning yet. You just apply the burn. You can do it as far as you want, that they can be behind cover. You are still able to apply the burn. Then this is so easy to use. You don't even need to be close to your enemies. Wherever they are running onto you, you just reapply your ash that simultaneously boosts your damage. Then you should apply ash as often as possible. Phaser beam is only needed actually for the bosses, like those guys. You can actually use and hit it. Look. One shot, he's dead, and the other one burn in the meantime. That's insane power. And they can be as far away as they want to be, and behind the cover, they die. That will be clearing of the wave. Now I will skip ahead a little bit, and I will show you the final boss. On the map, we are in here. That's already enemies level +2, and that's the final boss will be enemies level +3. And now, enjoy the final boss meltdown. Just start firing at him, activate everything. The burn damage will keep going up, keep reapplying statuses. He's trying to fight, he cannot really do much. Even if he can hit me couple times, not much he's able to do. Look how fast he's melting. Look how fast, and his health will be dropping faster and faster. Look at that, already 2/3 of the health. He didn't even use any of his super unique abilities. Now he's trying. Can he do it? No, he's too slow. I basically annihilated him way too fast. And in case he will actually use this, you just run the circle. Run the circle, that's all you do if he will actually use it, and I don't need any of those items, unfortunately. That this hat looks cool. I will take it in that case. And here you can see the full power or off-meta burn/DoT Pyromancer build. So satisfying, so fast in trials. If you have couple hours for grinding, you will max out. Most likely will be able to max out your Apocalypse tier. I don't have enough time to test it yet, but I will try. I will stream in the future, then stay tuned for that. I will try different off-meta builds. So far, Minigun Technomancer, Burn, Pyromancer, and I'm really happy with both builds. Please check out other videos for Outriders. And now, as always, thank you a lot for watching, and see you all in the next one. Turtle out.